Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Emily Bennett. We begin tonight in California. That's where a memorial garden honoring the victims and survivors of a mass shooting is now open to the public. The Healing Garden was dedicated today, 1 year after gunmen opened fire inside the Borderline Bar and Grill, killing 12 and injuring more than 100 others. Danya Backus takes us to the peaceful setting in Thousand Oaks, California.
The Healing Garden is now open, offering a serene setting to remember those who died 1 year ago during the mass shooting at the Borderline Bar and Grill.
To be here and see all the families and see all the people, and it's awesome.
Jason Kaufman says his 22-year-old son Cody died a hero, trying to help others escape the gunfire. A lone gunman killed 11 people before taking his own life. Kaufman says he'll be spending a lot of time at the garden talking to Cody.
There's a time to cry and then there's a time to be happy. Come here and be happy, and watch the water and just reflect on the old times and the good times that we've had with our relatives that aren't here anymore.
The new permanent memorial is nestled within a city park. It features 12 stone benches for each of those who died and 248 paving stones for those who survived. Some of the families were joined here today by Ventura County Sheriff's deputies who've helped them move on without their loved ones over the past year.
I can't thank this gentleman enough.
Kaufman's liaison, Sergeant Billy Hutton, is now one of his closest friends.
And I feel like Billy is somebody that I could literally cry on and have somebody to basically just be there for me.
For the last year, we've cried on each other's shoulders, There's been happiness and everything, but overall, I mean, it's been a very, very, very touching year.
Kaufman says he's found peace in this setting and hopes others do too for generations to come. Danya Backus, CBS News, Thousand Oaks, California.
The Borderline Bar has not reopened since the shooting. On Wednesday, a portion of the 101 freeway running through Thousand Oaks was dedicated as the Ventura County Sheriff Sergeant Ronald D. Hellis Memorial Highway. The police officer was accidentally shot and killed by a California Highway Patrol officer during the gun battle with the suspect. Now to Louisville, where shoppers at a Kroger describe a chaotic scene after gunfire went off inside the store. It happened just after 6 tonight. Louisville police have yet to give an update about what started the shooting inside the store in the city's Portland neighborhood. Shoppers tell our sister station in Louisville everyone went running when the gunshots started. In a statement, Kroger says the store is secure and will remain closed until the investigation is complete. Kroger is already facing a lawsuit from last year's deadly shooting at its Jeffersontown location. Firefighters were called to the scene of an explosion and fire at a hemp processing plant in central Kentucky tonight. It happened at the Winchester location of Gincana. Dispatchers say the call came in just after 8. After that explosion, a sizable fire burned out an area about the size of a gymnasium near a laboratory area where chemicals are stored.
Well, all fires are dangerous. They do use some different chemicals in the refinement process, so that makes it a little extra cautious. And then just due to the structural damage, we have to make sure that it's safe for our crews to work in.
We are told no one was hurt in the fire or explosion. Crews will stay on scene as they put out hot spots throughout the night. Now, late last night in Clay County, a local church went up in flames. While volunteer fire departments were able to contain the fire at Panko Community Church, the inside was severely damaged. Pastor Jerry Rice says he believes the fire started due to electrical problems in the ceiling.
Our hope is in Jesus. It's not in this building. That's not the church. The people are the church.
Pastor Rice says they plan to continue having church services in another building right next door. Now, 2 people are recovering after an accidental shooting Wednesday night in Whitley County. Police say they were called to Savoy Road after one homeowner was shot in his leg. When police got there, they realized his wife, who is legally blind, had shot him thinking he was trying to break in. She also had shot herself in the hand as well.
We're just grateful that Michael and Betty both were not injured any worse than they were.
Both Michael and Betty Reynolds are recovering and in stable condition.
Well, it was just a soggy, nasty day here in the mountains. Most of that rain getting on out of here, but now we're going to deal with those cold temperatures. We'll go ahead and take you up to satellite and radar where you're seeing the rain chances move out, and now we're actually seeing those clouds clearing a little bit as well. As we scan the skies, just a little bit of backscatter from the radar, not seeing any of that snow. Now we could see a few flurries, especially those higher elevations tonight. Most of us, though, on that drier side, but the chilly side, already in the lower 30s near freezing up into Moorhead, 34 in Jackson, 35 Prestonsburg, 37 in Williamsburg, 40 down into Harlan. But feeling like the upper 20s from Moorhead to Prestonsburg to Pikeville and even down into parts of the Cumberland Valley. It's going to be chilly as we head into your Friday. We'll get more sunshine as we head into the weekend, and we'll be talking about another system Monday and Tuesday that could give us some problems here in the mountains. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Paige. Now, electoral overtime continues. This time next week, we will be in the midst of a recanvass for the governor's race. That will examine the results in the nearly 5,000 votes that separate Governor Bevin and Governor-elect Andy Beshear. Neither man is unfamiliar to close elections, says Associate Professor of Law at UK Stephen Voss. Now that the governor has asked for a recanvass, he says it's a pretty easy process that should take no time to conclude.
This is a fairly straightforward process, mostly electronic. It ought to go pretty quickly, and it's fairly reliable.
The recanvass of votes will take place next Thursday. Meanwhile, state educators who supported Beshear are expecting swift changes starting at the top of the election results are verified. Even though Beshear argued against it, he could follow a tactic used by Governor Bevin when Bevin issued an executive order to replace another state board. The state Supreme Court says it is legal. So if Beshear does this new board could then quickly turn its attention to replacing State School Superintendent Wayne Lewis. When it comes to policy, funding for charter schools would almost certainly be a target.
Certainly the Board of Education had a legislative agenda that called for advancing charter schools. We would expect it to be just the opposite based on the position of Governor-elect Beshear, many policy issues.
The spokesman for the Kentucky Public Charter Schools Association agrees. He says a new school board would undermine efforts to find permanent funding for charter schools. In an effort to combat the opioid crisis, pharmacists in Pikeville are working to teach patients the benefits of CBD products. Pikeville Discount Drug is now offering Kentucky-sourced and produced CBD products for pain management. Pharmacists Colby Newsom and Donovan Bentley want to offer a non-addictive medicine for the patients who fill their prescriptions at the pharmacy. Bentley says the new CBD products can be used to treat many symptoms.
Even patients with arthritis, people that have trouble sleeping, anxiety issues. So we can help people as far as transitioning off of medications or trying to reduce the amount of medications that they're having to take.
Bentley says the CBD treatment should always be discussed with physicians before a change in medications is made. Duff Allen Central Elementary held its Veterans Day program this afternoon. This will be the 12th year for the program put on by the music teacher and elementary and middle school students. Students are encouraged to bring a family member who are veterans to help them celebrate this occasion. Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams spoke to the students about the importance of Veterans Day, as he himself is a veteran.
I just want the children to understand how much these veterans have sacrificed for them, the time away from their family, the times that they can't get back.
They also had an empty table setting symbolizing fallen veterans who could not be there. Now, a grant that is aimed at helping distressed areas get back on their feet. Officials announced $1.2 million in federal funding to help establish the Appalachian Opportunity Zone Initiative. The initiative is to help counties and regions develop projects to help compete with other regions. Projects such as the Boonville Seal Theater, which shut down more than 30 years ago. New at 11, I talked with the leader of the project about what is next for the theater. The Seal Theater used to be the centerpiece of Boonville, and now, to many, it is just another rundown building.
Needs cleaned up because it has lead and mold, and it has some asbestos in it. But it's got a lot of deterioration on the inside of it because of where the roof went bad so many years ago before it was replaced again.
Sue Christian started a project nearly 10 years ago, trying to reopen the theater.
I think our county needs something hopeful, and we've got a lot of enthusiasm on our project.
And on Thursday, a $1.2 million federal grant was announced to help with projects like these.
Really going to make us more visible to other people. And so it was really good. It would be nice if somebody said, here's a bunch of money to do your project, but you know, all these baby steps are necessary.
4 years ago, they opened the Boonville Entertainment Center to see if the town even wanted a theater.
We have people who are interested in coming to plays here in this little facility. We pack the building whenever we do a play.
They show a movie every Friday night for free.
That kind of helps us offset the cost of the movie. And we also offer advertisement and things on our screen.
Helping to raise money to reopen the Seal Theater.
If you really want things to happen, sometimes you have to just dig in and keep at it.
Hoping the theater will once again be the centerpiece of town. Sioux Christian applied for a grant which will help them hire certified people to clean out the issues on the inside of the building. They hope this will be a leap forward to help them reopen. Coming up at 11, the CDC continues to warn U.S. consumers against the dangers of vaping. This after new numbers show illnesses are increasing. Plus, harsh criticism from European leaders after they say the U.S. has abandoned its decades-long commitment to the continent.
And it's time to put the rain jackets away and get the winter coats out as we head into your Friday. I'll tell you why coming up.